verse 26 from Canto 1, Chapter 9, Srimad Bhagavatam, but I had not explained in detail, so I am going to redo the verse again. See, it is important to understand the verse because it is connected to your Swadharma. Swadharma means your own beholden duty. What is it? So you got to know that. So let us do this verse again, and then because the rest of the verses are connected. So I will just do the verse again, redo. So we are doing Srimad Bhagavatam Canto 1, Chapter 9, verse 26. At Maharaja Yudhishthir's inquiry, Bhishma first defined all the classification of the caste and the order of life in terms of individual qualification. Then he systematically in twofold division described counteraction by detachment and interaction by attachment. Verse 27 says, he then explained by division acts of charity, the pragmatic activities of a king and the activities for salvation. Then he described the duties of women and devotees both briefly and extensively. Verse 28, then he described the occupational duties of different orders and statuses in life, citing instances from history, for he was himself well acquainted with the truth. Now, it is believed that there are 4 different classes of people. And these 4 classes of people are one who are the knowledgeable type, who know God in reality, which we call as Brahma also. So there are the Brahmananis, the ones who have secret knowledge about the divinity. That is one. Number 2 is a person who is a leader amongst men. So the person who leads other people, he has got a team of people working under him. So it could be a king, it could be a general, it could be, in today's day and age, it could be a CEO of a company, it could be a person who is running an organization, it could be anybody, a businessman also. Not businessman from that point of view, a businessman who employs hundreds and thousands of people. Right? So that could be the person. And then there is another person who does everything for the purpose of money. Basically, he is a guy who transacts. So he does some work and he expects you to pay him. We have our consultants also in that. Now consultants, as you know, don't have many employees. They may be 1, 2 or 3 or 4 people over there. They may be working like that. Got it? Now these consultants or these people who are working in the stock exchange, who are working in the metal markets, this market, that market, so many types of people are there who do transactional businesses, the business type of people. Again, it could also mean a farmer. A farmer is growing plants, food grains and stuff like that in his farm, and then what does he do? He sells these food grains in the marketplace. So it could be a farmer also. So any kind of a person who does transactions with money or services also, it does not matter. Because in the olden time there was not just services, you see, there was not money as such, there were exchange of services, like we say barter system. Could be that. And then the 4th type, which we say as the worker community, that means those who are working, they are taking instructions from senior people or the people who are connected to the leaders. The leaders are giving instructions. And this person's job is to just carry them out. Got the point? So these are the 4 type of people. Now each one has been given a specific task. The task is defined by the birth, where they are born, the place of birth, where they are born, that means the place where they are born. They are also defined by the lineage which they are coming from. They are also defined by what the location requires. So there is a mine over there. Let us say there is a mine, a gold mine, a copper mine or something. You will find that the entire village, are they not working for the mine? See, there are some villages also here in India where there is a major activity going on. Like say for example, there is an activity where they are searching for granite. So granite quarries are there. So everybody over there is working for this granite person, right? Could be that. Now you see this Himalayan salt is there, so Himalayan salt extraction. So everywhere people have different activities. Now there is a place in Gujarat. Now in that place, the whole village does what is called ship breaking activity. They are known for that. Everybody does ship breaking. So all these big tankers and ships which are there, it's a graveyard. So when these ships are parked over there in the sea, their job is to cut them up into pieces, make that into a scrap and sell it as scrap to silk, to steel mills and so on and so forth. Now in the same region where it is called the Ran of Kutch, there is also an activity because that place is having the mud and all that, which is like a swamp kind of a thing. So what happens is there is a place where they can do salt farming, which is salt pans are there. Salt pans are there. So everybody is connected to the salt pans. I'm sure in the past in US and other places, there were people who were called explorers. So they explored. There were people who would go to different locations. And they would be, say, they were running after gold. I mean, so many things. There are movies like McKenna's Gold and all that. I'm sure you have heard of that. So they were like that. Then there were cowboys. The cowboys were taking care of the cows, right? So, and then there are people who are staying in, say, Greenland and all those northern regions. They stay in igloos. So everybody's occupation is related to each other. Got it? So location, place, stuff like that. And you may be born in that place. So that is also there. So occupation for different orders of the society. So here, whom are you serving? You are serving the people of your community. You are serving your own family. You are serving your own children. You are serving your parents, whoever that is there. That is your relatives. And so on and so forth. So everywhere there is somebody whom you are serving. Serving doesn't mean that you are a servant there. Serving could also mean that you are a leader over there and you are doing this activity. So in a place like, say for example, Vrindavan, you see, in Krishna's foster father, he was a person who had many other farmers under him who were shepherds, kind of. They had cows and sheep and all that. So everybody would be supplying milk to them, right? So they were in the business of milk. Like say for example, today there is a place called Anand in Gujarat. Now this place is known for collection of milk. There is a dairy over there, NDDB dairy is there. That is National Dairy Development Board. So everybody does that. So this place is called the Amul, AMUL, Anand Milk Union Limited. Like that. Amul means that. So think like that. So everybody is a milkman over there, a milkwoman, or whatever you want to call them. So I hope you get the point. So depending on where you are born, what is your occupational duty as per the scriptures? Somebody who is working with steel, there are people who do that. Somebody who is a carpenter. Do you know that in the Bible it is mentioned that Jesus Christ was a carpenter's son? I'm sure you know that. So Jesus Christ is called the carpenter also. So think on those terms. And then there were kings. And the king's children were supposed to rule the kingdom. This is basically how it works. All this that I mentioned is called the Swadharma. Bhishma Pitama is explaining this Swadharma to Yudhishthir and everybody around over there. And that is the reason why he is quoting from history also. Now, when you do your Swadharma, it is the pathway to liberation, it's the pathway to heavens. You will find that different gods and goddesses, and there are different domains that are there. So you will find that in the house of a singers, there are singers. In the house of musicians, there are musicians. That means their children are musicians, maybe their wives or whoever, no? Everybody is a musician. There are music schools. I'm sure you have heard about this. Huh? Likewise, you will find that if there are architects, so the whole line of architects are there. If there are chartered accountants, so there are a whole load of chartered accountants over there. If there are doctors, so there are a whole load of doctors over there. This is what is something which we have to understand. So, he was giving them what are their occupational duties. So, I hope you understood these two things. And then there is one other thing which we have to take into account. The first one is called the Varnashram Dharma. What is it? It's called the Varnashram Dharma. So whichever Varna you come from, you have to do that activity. So the Brahmins' children, in ancient times, the Brahmins' children were Brahmins. They would be, doing all the prayers and stuff like that. So it is assumed like that. Then comes the next type, which is called related to the age. Okay. Now this age is connected to your body. So what is this body connected to? Now you will find that Bal Ashram, Varnashram, Bal Ashram. Right? Bal Ashram means a child who is growing up, learning. Then you have Grahasthashram. Grahasthashram means you're supposed to get married and stuff like that. You're supposed to settle down in your life. And then it is called the Vanaprastha. And the last one is called Sannyasashram. In olden times when people lived for 100 years, the division could have been 25, 25, 25, 4 divided by 4. But today the age of a man is approximately 80 years. So his Varnashram Dharma is approximately 20 years each division. So the child becomes a little grown up, a youth. Till that time he is still in that childhood thing. Okay? It is the learning phase of life. The child is learning. So he goes to school and this and that. You will find that you are also studying till say 20, 21 years of age, isn't it? So that is the dharma which is there connected to the age of yours. And then what happens is called the grahastha. Grahastha means somebody who is taking care of grahasti. Grahasti means your household, householder. Got it? So the householder is supposed to take care of their household. So whoever leads the household, he is supposed to do that. So man has his householder's duty, a woman has her householder's duty. So they are defined as per the scriptures. So man's duty is to go out and work, do the jobs and so on and so forth. A woman's job was to get married, to settle down in the marriage, take care of her in-laws and take care of the household over there, have children, take care of the house. That was basically how this particular dharma is connected to. Now you will find that in today's day and age, everything has turned upside down, right? Now, women have started going to work. I will come to that. And then at the age of around 40 or 42, 45 or so, a person is supposed to give up on everything. Giving up on everything means the desires of 20 years, that next one, grahastha is what, I want to get married, I want to have children, I want this and I want that and I want to build a house, blah, blah, blah. All those things. You are supposed to start giving up on your activity. That is for the next 20 years and you have to slowly give it up. Now in this particular Varnashram, it is expected that you start leaving things. Stop your desires. Now a person at the age of 45 and 50, do you think it is right time for them to have babies? For a woman, it is not the right time at all. So I hope you understand this dharma which is there connected to this particular, varna and the ashrama is something which we have to be very clear about. And that is the reason why it is said that her job is to, by then the children have started to grow up. Alright? Let us say the son and the daughter, whoever they are 16, 17 years old and all that, they will go to the college and blah blah whatever. So their job is, they leave the home and go, which is allowed. Today's day and age, parents will say, I don't want you to leave this house and go away, which is not correct. It's not right. It is mentioned that even Sri Krishna and whoever that we are talking about had to leave their house and go and stay in the ashram for 12 years and 16 years and all, as a child. After that they come back, they get married, they settle down, they may have their own house also, doesn't matter. You will find that the kings who are very productive in their way of approach always created a separate kingdom, and I gave them that. And those parents who considered that their children should stay with them, their story is totally wrong. I am sure you have heard of the great Taj Mahal, isn't it? Do you know what happened to Shah Jahan, the person who made the Taj Mahal? His son, Jahangir, put him in jail and tortured him. His own father. Same thing with Ajat-Shatru. That is a different story. So parents are put in jail by these young boys. And they want to rule the kingdom. Actually, they can be just handed over the kingdom and the king can take a back seat. His job is to do what is called as a Varna Prastha-ashrama. Varna means forest, Prastha-ashram means going away. And then we come to the last. When a person is 60 and above, his job is to give up on every activity. He is like in the part of sannyas ashram. In a sannyas ashram, you are not supposed to be indulging in anything. So no activity whatsoever. You are literally a sannyasi. Your job is to take the name of God, live for God. Take His name constantly. Maybe do bhajan, kirtan, puja, path, all those kind of things. In today's day and age, there are no, sannyas places where you can go. So all these we have to take into account. So these are the various stages. And then you die in that place, wherever you have gone. So some people used to go to, say, Varanasi and die over there, near the Ganga side. Okay? It is good because then you get mukti. It is said that if you die in Banaras, you get mukti because Shivji takes you straight to heaven. This is the belief system. Same thing with Haridwar. Same thing with other places also. Prayagraj and various other places are there in India. So your job is that. So I'm sure you have by now understood. And then all these attachments and detachments are a part of this whole yuga and the game over there. A person should not be attached to anybody or anything. Right from beginning itself, I am sure when the son and the daughter goes away to the college, their association with their own parents, when the child is young, they already are loggerheads with their parents. Okay? How are they in loggerheads with their parents? They don't like what their parents are talking about. They find generation gaps, which is good because it creates detachment. And detachment is a must. You have to start thinking for yourself. You are not supposed to be told what to do. You are not a donkey, okay? So please understand this. But you are supposed to follow your father's profession. And women are supposed to follow what their mother have done. So they are supposed to only look after children, get married, blah, blah, all those things. I understand. This is how the Varnashram Dharma was given. So Bhishma Pitama is talking about that. And he says this is what will make you very strong. So twofold divisions have been given, counteraction by detachment and interaction by attachment. And then he says the divisions, acts of charity. Now what are these acts of charity? Now see, please understand, the acts of charity are very clearly defined in our Vedas and the Shastras. Charity is to be done by everybody. Those who are from the Grahasthashram onwards, their job is to do charity otherwise as well. So their job is to see that there are other people in the society who are doing some work. They don't get paid for doing that work. Okay, like say for example, the Brahmanas, the people who do the prayers and stuff like that, they are not supposed to ask for money. The gurus and their gurukuls, the guru doesn't ask for money. He doesn't say, I want this or I want that. He doesn't have a fee structure like you have fee structure in your schools and colleges. Does he have, oh, this is my fees, you want to admit your son, then daughter, then you have to pay so much and all that. There is nothing like a fee structure there. So this structure which we are talking about is the king, the person who is putting his child over there, or whoever is that person taking charge of that. It could be a temple also. Now there may be a temple. It is the duty of people to donate to charity. So their job is to give to charity with full heart, not with the idea that you are going to get something out of that. No, there is nothing you are supposed to get. So you are supposed to be building temples and so on and so forth. There is a very beautiful scripture which I have done in the past where the different kinds of charitable acts are mentioned. In olden times, you build a water tank. There is a water tank. Villages had water tanks. I'm sure you know water tanks, what are there. Or wells. Or create roads. Pay for transportation. Create temples. Gardens. All these things are supposed to be done. When the guru takes up the activity of creating a temple, the guru normally thinks that, yes, I want to have a garden where I will grow this kind of plants over here, which will be useful for the gods whom we pray to. So there is a flower garden. There is a garden for food. The food that is there, it is a farm. So in the farm, you produce some grains, which are then fed by the guru in his gurukul or the temple complex. So you will find that in Shirdi there is a complex, right? In Ramana ashram there will be. In all the ashrams in the world, wherever they are, you will find that even when we had gone to Dakshineshwar, it is there. Whichever place that you go to where the guru is, now last time we had gone some 2 years ago, 3 years ago, I don't recollect now, to a place where Samartha Ramdas's, Kutia is there. Now, there is an ashram connected over there of Janardhan Swami. So, there were such a huge crowd. An entire school children had come in the Samartha Ramdas's ashram. And the children have to be fed first. So I told Rajma, I said, let us drive down to town and let us have lunch somewhere else. So, because the children are hungry in the afternoon, they are young children, small. So they were going in that pangat. Pangat means you have people, sitting for food. You have seen in Udupi and other places, I'm sure you must have seen. So all the children were going. I said, no, we cannot go inside that line over there. It's not proper. So we were going away. On the way, we saw the Janardhan Swami's matha. Okay, it's there only in that complex. Janardhan Swami's matha. So I went and I started speaking to the person who was running that. So he said, this matha is about to close. Why don't you take the darshan inside? Go see how it is. So we took a small round over there and we came out. And then the first thing that so I purchased some 1 or 2 books which I have over here also. So he asked me, did you have your lunch? I said, no. Oh, don't do that. There is across the street, there is this place. This is Janardhan Swami's own matha. Why don't you go and have a meal over there? And believe me, we went over there and had a meal. So Samartha Ramdas and Janardhan Swami didn't want us to go from there hungry. Now they don't charge for these meals. Please understand one thing. These great gurus are always like this. They never charge for meals. So the person's job as a charity is to provide for the meals. So there are lots of people, I'm sure you have also done, you give Brahmana meals, You give meals to Brahmanas during your lifetime sometimes. So when you give to this Guru's ashram, they handle the meals. Because there are lots of people coming. They are not going to tell you, oh, for the meal we want so many thousand rupees and all that. Nobody is going to say that. The Guru's job is not to ask for money. So this is a kind of a charitable act you are supposed to do. So that your transactions are going to give fruit to you. It is to reach the heavens or reach the state of enlightenment. Basically, that is how it works. So like that we have done in various places. Even in Shirdi also, there is a place where you have the prasad. It's called the Mahaprasad. You have it over there. And when you people come over here, during the different festivals that we celebrate, I am sure you have had a very good meal. Meals are very fixed. Basically, we create prasad meals only. And the prasad meals are fixed. If you go to any ashram also, that is a prasad meal. So they will have fixed standard menus. So that menu, that is a prasada. You are not supposed to throw it. You are not supposed to chuck it away. In hotels and restaurants, what do? You don't like something, you don't eat. No. You take only that which you can eat the whole thing and don't throw it. It is a prasad. And then you quietly wash your dishes and you keep it away. So when you go to an ashram, there is an ashram activity which is to be done. So first you can join in creating these meals. That is a seva. So this seva can be done. Or then you can be a person who can serve the meals. That is the service that you are doing. Or then you can give food to people. And then you can collect the dishes. You can do all these things. One of the biggest activity which is done by some very great people, if you ever go to any Gurudwara, you will find that the moment you come inside the Gurudwara, you are supposed to hand over your chappals, your footwear at one place. And there are people who are standing over there, they will take your footwear and they will put it inside, they will give you a token. That is also service. So these are different kinds of services that you end up doing over there. You just don't go over there and stay in one room over there and do nothing. That is not the way how things are to be done. So you go to an ashram, you go to a place of worship or whichever place and go and serve over there. That is called seva. So in many ashrams where I have gone, I have done seva literally in all the departments that are there. Whether it is cutting vegetables, to serving food, to washing the dishes, to washing the toilets, to giving them the footwears, to gardening, to everything. All these activities I have also done in my life. So it is important to do. Even gardening, even if you have to put plants, water, that is also an activity. But you have to do it with open heart. So these are the things which are called charity. Okay. So let us now move to the next verse. So we had done up to verse 28, so we'll do 29. While Bhishma Deva was describing occupational duties, the sun ran its course in the northern hemisphere. This period is desired by mystics who die at their will. Now, this is a very important verse again. A person who is an enlightened being has got the ability to direct his life's breath. So what he will do is, he can die at will. See, an enlightened person has got his own will. He will die when he feels it is right time to die. You will find that Bhishma Pitama could have ended his life even before the war. Right? Why take part in the war? It is not, it's an unjust war. But no, he continued. And in the end, when he was lying on the bed of arrows, he could have given up his life long ago, isn't it? Why go through the torture of staying on the bed of arrows for so many days? But he continued over there. And he had to give this important lesson. And the lessons is going to continue. Okay? And now is the time when the sun enters the southern hemisphere. There is a time when the sun is in the northern hemisphere, and there is a time when the sun enters the southern hemisphere. I'm sure you know this. Huh? So you will find that when it is cold in the north, that is the northern side of equator, it is hot in the southern side of equator. So if you are in Australia, it will be a summer time, whereas in India and Russia and all, it will be winter time. So now the sun is just traversing overhead to go towards equator and then go towards the southern hemisphere. That is the right time for a sage to end his body. You know that, We call it the summer equinoxes. You know that. Equinox we call it? Huh? You have heard of it. In geography you must have definitely heard. So there are equinoxes. And so when the person is entering from northern to the southern, when the sun is going, that time, and then there is a time when the earth is in a state of kumbhaka. It is not that it is the earth is also a creative thing. It is as if it is alive. So it is also going through its kumbhaka. See, kumbhakas happen every day also. Twilight zone happens daytime, just before the sun rises. Just at the sunset again there is a twilight. Do you know they are called as Sandhya? You do the Sandhya Vadana, there is the prayers that you do in the evening and during the... So that is the prayer. The prayer is to connect the two. And that is a dip. That is called the Kumbhaka. Kumbhaka is a dip. When the sun is setting and the moon is going to rise or the night is going to fall, in between that there is a gap. That is called the twilight. Similarly, when the night is about to close and the sun is about to rise, you will find that there is a twilight zone again. At that time, it's a very important zone. So like that, the earth has got morning and evening also, this thing. So that is number one. Number two, the seasons are there. When one season transcends into another one, you will find that we are celebrating some very important activities during the year. Have you heard of all the harvest festivals? Harvest festivals. So we also have harvest festivals. Just recently also there was one where we did the Tilgul and all those kind of things. So those are important days. So we celebrate that because it's a Kumbhaka. It's a period when it's a very interesting one. Now on the second, it is a very, very important day for starting your work, which is basically connected to education. Ma Saraswati is praised at that time. It's a Saraswati Puja you do. Okay? So this Saraswati Puja that's the first day you do it. And that day, we are having our class for the children. We have that class for the children. It's a very interesting and an important day because Their brains start working at that time because Saraswati Ma gives her blessings. So Vasant Panchami, yes. You know what Vasant is, isn't it? The start of the season where you celebrate. All dances, flowers are going to bloom and blah blah, all those things happen. So Vasant Panchami. So that is the day when it starts. And this Vasant season is very, very interesting. So, so you will find that these are the important days in the year. So the sage likes to die during the Kumbhaka. And that is the reason why he is thinking of, yes, now my time has come, I have to die. Thereupon the man who spoke on different subjects with thousands of meanings, and he fought on thousands of battlefield and protected thousands of men, stopped speaking, and being completely free from all bondage, withdrew his mind from everything else and fixed his wide open eyes upon the original personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna, who stood before him four-handed, dressed in yellow garments that glittered and shined. So Bhishma Pitama stops talking. So he has given his explanation. The whole day he was giving an explanation to Yudhishthir and the entire gang of people over there. Alright? And after that, now it's time for him to go. You see, when the last moment comes, you are supposed to only think of God. That is why we say Ram Nam. You know, we take the name of Krishna, we take the name of Ram, so that we enter their heavens. It is so that in the next lifetime of yours, you don't come up with a desire. Just imagine a person is dying and is thinking, oh, what's going to happen to my wife? What's going to happen to my children? And what's going to happen to this one? Sir, you are going to be a ghost and you are going to be coming again. Don't do that. Don't keep on thinking, what happens to my money? See, there are people who are thinking about their money when they are dying. They are thinking of properties. Well, the idea is not to do those kind of things. Don't think of property, money, wife, children, husband, mother, father. These are stupid things to think of. Your job is to think only of God. So Bhishma Pitama is lying on his bed, and in his mind, he is only thinking of Sri Krishna. Sri Krishna appears to him in a four-armed form. The Sri Krishna who is standing over there is only having two arms. He is like a normal person. Okay? He must be 5'5", 5'7", 5'10", or something like that. Just standing over there and looking like an ordinary mortal. Everybody is standing over there. Everybody is looking at, Bhishma Pitama. He is also doing the same thing. How can anybody make out that this is the Lord of this whole universe standing over there? Nobody has an idea. Think about it. Even Arjuna has no idea about it. See, when Sri Krishna appears, he creates his own Mayajal. It is an illusion. He makes you think he is an ordinary person. So whenever you look at him, he'll treat himself like a very ordinary person. He will do all the ordinary activities and he will behave, I don't know anything. I am just a humble person, Hey, that's only his acting. He loves to do all this kind of dinchak acting. He's a superstar in acting. So here is Bhishma Pitama. He knows now who this person is. So he is looking at Sri Krishna over there and he can see the benevolent form of Sri Krishna with the four arms. He was dressed in grandeur, in the glory of his. And the yellow garments, they were glittering and all those kind of things. So it is like a vision for him, a vision of God. You know how beautiful it is to have vision of God just when you are about to pass away? It's one of the best things that can ever happen to you. So here is Bhishma Pitama just about to pass away and he is having this vision of God. So we have come to the end of verse 30. We will stop over here for today. And tomorrow we will understand how Sri Krishna is from Bhishma Pitama. Alright?
Recording stopped.